Hey, you're watching Man That's Cooking. In this video, we're going to show you how to make Dutch oven pot roast. You can find the ingredients and directions for this recipe in the description of this video and also on our website, manthat'scooking.com. Let's get started. So this is a 3-pound chuck roast. Use some paper towels to dry off the moisture on all sides of this roast, and then season it quite liberally with equal parts of kosher salt and black pepper. Next we have a 6-quart Dutch oven. You can go larger if you want, and we're going to sear this chuck roast over medium-high heat. You want to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil into the Dutch oven as it's warming up. And you want to sear up to 5 minutes per side, and if you can, get the edges of the chuck roast as well, just like this, because that's flavor. And we're also building up some burnt crust at the bottom. That's fond, and that is flavor. We are fond of fond. Take a look at that. Doesn't that look good? Alright, it is veggie time. So you want to rainbow slice 2 medium-sized yellow onions. Then you want to wash down 3 celery sticks, cut the ends off just like this, and chop just like this. Next you want to peel and fancy cut 6 carrots. And you can see here the size of the carrots that we're working with, so if you have extra large carrots, just use 3. So cut the carrot at an angle and then rotate it each time you cut, just like this. Now let's cook up the vegetables. So turn the burner down to medium. You can see that the fond had continued to cook while the vegetables were getting chopped, and that's fine. It looks a little burnt, but it's not. It's going to be yummy. So cook the onions and the celery for about 10 minutes until the onions start to get translucent. And you want to keep stirring it to incorporate the fond at the bottom of the Dutch oven into the veggies, and that is just pure flavor. Next, add 3 minced garlic cloves, and you want to let this cook for about 1 to 2 minutes. Next, we're going to deglaze the fond from the bottom of the Dutch oven by adding some liquid, and why not use a 1/3 cup of red wine. Now use your wooden spoon and scrape every little bit of fond from the bottom of the Dutch oven just like this. And now pour yourself a glass of wine because you've got an open bottle. Cheers! And if you don't like wine, this step is optional. You can just skip it entirely and move on to this step here, where we're going to add 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, approximately 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, and then 1 can of beef broth. And that's about almost 2 cups of broth. So go ahead and stir that together, and then add 3 sprigs of fresh thyme and 3 sprigs of fresh rosemary. You can also wrap these herbs into a cheesecloth sack so that it's easy to remove, but that's up to you. Put the chuck roast back into the pot and add any of the juices from the pan. Place the lid on the Dutch oven. Put this in the center of the oven at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 1.5 hours. Open it up, get a steam bath, open your pores on your face, then add the carrots into the Dutch oven, followed by 1 pound of washed and sliced in half Yukon Gold or Baby Gold potatoes. Close this up with the lid and put it back in the oven for another 2.5 hours. Now, unless you're already retired or already permanently wealthy like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, this will be a weekend recipe. Make this on a Sunday, bring leftovers into the office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, heat it up in the office microwave, and make your coworkers jealous. So the next step, we're going to make a gravy using the juices and the liquid in this Dutch oven. And you want to remove any of these stems that were part of the thyme and rosemary.
No stems, no seeds that you don't need.
And you can see a slotted spoon or a spoon with a bunch of holes works best. And then once you get all the veggies out, or at least a bulk of the veggies, go ahead and remove the chuck roast and place it on top of your other bowl, just like this. And just pick up anything extra at the bottom, just like this. And now we've got this concentrate of beef broth, all of the flavorings from the veggies and the beef fat and everything that rendered out during the cook, and we're going to turn this into an amazing gravy. So we're going to make what's called a slurry, and that is going to be 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to 1 tablespoon of water. And you want to have the burner underneath this Dutch oven on at least medium. You can go a little hotter if you want to speed things up. Just continue to stir, and in about 5 to 10 minutes, you should start to see your gravy steam and thicken up just like this. The gravy should coat the back of the spoon like that, and if it doesn't, add additional cornstarch slurry mixture. Start with maybe a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, and just start to try to thicken it up. Alright, so this is an optional step. You don't have to do it like this. If you want, go ahead and slice your chuck roast, but we're going to use tongs, and because this chuck roast is so super tender, you can easily break it apart just like this. And this way you can get everything just kind of drowning in this delicious gravy. If you don't like gravy, this is probably not for you, but if you do, this is super flavorful to break apart the chuck roast just like this, and you know, it makes serving for guests easier because you don't have to cut or slice anything up. And that is it. Just move these veggies back to the Dutch oven and you're ready to serve this meal at any time. You could put the lid back on and keep it on a burner on low, or you could put it back in the oven on low, like 170, just to keep it warm. Whatever you want to do. Take a look at that. This is beefy, delicious, tender. The beef is tender. The vegetables are tender. It's all melt in your mouth. It's not mush. It's not overcooked by any means. Now, some people may have doubts about the cook time, thinking that the cook time is too long, that it may result in some really mushy, who knows, Gerber baby food style vegetables, but that's not the case here, as you can clearly see. Now, if you're a first-time Dutch oven owner and you're looking at all the brownness on the sidewalls and you're thinking to yourself, how do I clean that off? Oh, it's easy. Don't worry. That stuff comes right off. This is an easy recipe, it's easy cleanup, and you're going to love it. So hey, thanks for watching this video. Click like, click subscribe. Check us out at manthat'scooking.com. If you make this recipe, let us know how it turns out in the comment section.